Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Lucy and can you just believe I got through a week of doing a video every day? Because I can't. I'm really proud of myself of how it went and that I managed to do a single video every single day, and I'm just really proud of myself, so go me! Thank you for anyone and everyone who interacted and who has subscribed or commented or whatever. Seriously, you guys are my heroes right now. I love you to bits and I can't wait to do more videos. So let's get on to this one. So today we're talking about something incredible, and that is The Incredibles, the Pixar movie, one of my all-time favourites. Now, I am a massive Pixar nerd. I love all of the Pixar movies and have ranked them in order of favourites because I'm a nerd. Therefore, which one is my favourite Pixar movie? And if you ask which my favourite Pixar movie would be, I would say The Incredibles. And that's a big statement because Pixar movies are just amazing as they are, and saying that that is the best of the best. The Incredibles is a great movie. I remember when The Incredibles came out and I loved it. It was my favourite then, it's my favourite now. And yet that ending scene, and I always knew there could be another one, and I always said, why is there not another one? They could totally make another one. Where's the sequel? Well, years later, I have waited 15 years for this moment. Longer than the children that are going to see it now have been alive. Oh God, did I just say that? I'm old. And finally, The Incredibles 2 is coming out in cinemas. A month later than America, because being in the UK sucks. Not bitter. No, not bitter. And so, with the crazy excitement of The Incredibles 2 coming out, I thought I'd do my first ever original tag. Because why not? And I'm really excited to do The Incredibles 2 release tag, so here it is. Question 1, Mr. Incredible. What's the best book I've read so far this year? For me, I'm going to choose The Saviour's Champion, just because it was incredible and mighty, and there are so many great books this year, but as a new read, that was a good one, and there's a lot I could pick here, but I think I'm going to go with it because it was great. Question 2, Elastagirl. How many books have you ever read at one single time? Now, as we know, I don't really read multiple books at a single time, so my record is probably about 3. Probably a physical book, a Kindle book and an audio book. That's the most I've ever juggled. But it'll be interesting to see if you've read like 10 books at once or something, because that would be quite funny. Question 3, Dash. What is the quickest book you've ever read? For me, this one will probably be Everything Everything by Kari. I read this in a day, and I don't think I've ever read a book in a day before. Oh, I did read like a kid's book in a day before. I think it was Bridge to Terabithia. But I've never read like a YA book in a day other than this one. So I'm going to go with Everything Everything. I dashed through that book. Question 4, Violet. A book I've read recently which I have not heard being talked about at all on Booktube. Because, you know, visible. Okay. This one I'm going to go with Out of the Blue by Sophie Cameron. Because this book was great, and I bought this in Waterstones and it was on the main table, so it's not like a complete unknown, but I have not heard about it on Booktube, which is strange. I think it's a very UK book right now, so maybe that's why. Maybe you Americans haven't found this one yet, but it is so good and I loved it. And I haven't heard it spoken about, so we need to change that, guys. Pick up this book, I really recommend it. Question 5, Kari. A book that just had you freaking out. you get it, it's a reference. You get, yeah. For this book, I kind of want to go with Saviour's Champion again, because that has you freaking out a lot, so that would fit. But because I've already done that one, I'm going to go with The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. And I mean like the whole series, to be fair. But there was a lot of moments in this book where I remember just completely freaking out and having to put it down for a second because I needed to absorb what has happened. So yeah, Raven Boys it is. Question 6, Syndrome. A villain you just love to hate. For this one, 2 spring to mind mainly. The first one, which is kind of obvious, Umbridge. Love to hate that bitch. Second of all, another one which is fairly obvious, President Snow, because yeah, you gotta love to hate that guy. And one of the great things about The Incredibles is Syndrome, because he is just one of the best villains and of anything, and everyone loves a good villain. So question 7, Edna Mode. And guessed. A small book that packed a big punch and has a beautiful cover. Now there was a few I could go with. I could go with Everything, but I've already done that. Could go with Out of the Blue, but I've already done that. So I'm gonna go with Ink by Alice Broadway, because it's not like super small, but it's not large, and that cover aesthetic I think Edna would approve. I never look back, darling, it distracts from the now. Question 8, Mirage. A book that kept you intrigued the whole way through till the end. Now for this one, there's a lot of books I could go with, but there's one that really springs to mind to me as a mystery that really kept me hooked and guessing and intrigued the entire time. And that is After Anna by Alex Lake. Now this was a mystery about a little girl who goes missing. It's about the aftermath with the family and the kidnapper, and it gives you a bunch of different perspectives, and it's really intense, but the mystery of the whodunit was really, really good in this one, and it just kept me guessing until the moment clicked, and it was a really good one. So for my Mirage, it's going to be After Anna. Question 9, Frozone. A cool book that had you laughing. This one, there is a lot I could go with. Again, a lot I've already chosen. You could have gone with The Saved Champion again. Man, that fits a lot of questions. You could possibly go with The Raven Boys. I mean, there's a lot of books that make, not loads of books make me laugh, but there is a few moments that really make you like laugh out loud. But one of the biggest books I've read at the moment that really had me laughing and laughing was, I'm meant to, and that is Peg and Me by Miranda Hart. This is Miranda's book about her and her dog, and of course she's a comedian, and of course her books are funny, so this is it. I wanted question 9 about Frozone to be about a funny book, because that scene with him and Honey, still the best scene in history. Honey, where is my super suit? I could literally recite that entire scene for you, but I'm going to save you from that. And it's really, really difficult for me not to recite that whole thing right now, so I am holding back. But if you want to see that scene, I could recite it any day of the week. And question 10, 15 years too late. A book that ended on a cliffhanger and the sequel took forever to come out, and you had to wait super impatiently for the sequel. For this one, there's only one book I could possibly choose, and that is Undivided by Neil Schusterman. I mean, Unwind, I couldn't have a whole video without it, sorry. But yeah, like Unsold ended, and I had all 3 at that point. I just had all 3, and I thought it was a trilogy, and I got to the end of that one, and it ends on a, but what if? And I was like, no! And then I realised there was another book and it wasn't out yet, and I had to wait for it, and it was the worst. It's my worst nightmare, because I avoid cliffhangers at all costs, and I had to wait for it, and that was the worst instance ever, but it's worth the wait. Undivided is a bloody good finale, so yeah. What's your worst cliffhanger? And that is the last question for my Incredibles 2 release tag. I hope you enjoyed this one. It was really fun for me to create a tag because it's my first one I've ever done, and I thought it was really, really fun just to come up with the questions and answer them, and I really liked the Incredibles theme I had, so that was really nice. I tried not to go with the same old questions. I tried to have a few different ones sprattered in there, and I hope you really enjoyed what I came up with. So, the tagging part of the tag. Who do I tag? Well, obviously I'm a newbie booktuber and nobody knows who I am yet. Hi. So anyone who wants to do this tag, you do it. You do this tag. I don't care if you do it on a blog or on YouTube, just do this tag, and please credit me. Please tell them I made it. Just credit me in your description or whatever, and you can do this tag. And I have no idea if anyone will ever do it. It's probably, you know, a tag of 1. But you never know, maybe maybe someone out there will do this tag, and I look forward to seeing the answers to the questions that you have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Honey? What? Where is my super suit? What? Well, I said, where is my super suit? I, put it away. Where? Why do you need to know? 'Cause I need it. Don't you think about going off doing no daring do. We've been planning this dinner for 2 months. The public is in danger. My evening's in danger. Just tell me where my suit is, woman. We are talking about the greater good. The greater good. I am your wife. I am the greatest good you're ever gonna get. So sorry.